Hi, my name is Asia, and today I'll be persuading Communication 101 about college students balancing their work and other daily activities. This is my audience. Okay. So first, I'd like to talk about how college students meeting deadlines and with their daily activities. So what I mean by their daily activities, college students are either full-time or part-time students. They are either a parent as well. They are working either full-time and part-time and participating in clubs or going to daily activities at their schools, or they're participating in their sports. So what I mean by meeting deadlines, professors would usually have their deadlines met by Sunday or certain days of the week. It really depends on your professor, and it's very hard to meet those deadlines at certain times because the students are very busy during the day with going either to work, and then they're doing their daily activities, and then they come home and do homework, and they're also a parent, so they have to help their kid as well with their own homework. So the first quote is by Davidson. Some 22% of today's students are also parents. At commuter campuses, including community colleges, that enroll nearly half of the nation's students, they also have to spend travel time getting to and from classes. 48 hours of schoolwork simply does not fit into the calculus of student busy lives. Next, I want to talk about grading on time as a professor. So what I mean by grading on time, I understand that professors have multiple students to get to and to respond back to emails. They also have multiple classes, so they're assigning multiple assignments in each class, and it's very hard to grade. I understand that, but sometimes students are very concerned about their grades. They want to be very successful. They want to get that A, or some are fine with their C, and it's okay. But students don't know if they're doing good, if they're doing bad, or if they're doing okay, and they won't know that if their assignments aren't graded on time. So by Klein-Peter, grading and returning tests or assignments in a timely manner is crucial to a student's success and should not be taken lightly by university professors. Next, I'd like to talk about how students should have more time and professors should be more lenient in the school. So what I mean by more lenient, because I say students and professors each have their own life outside of school. They have their families, they have their friends, and everybody should get their time alone instead of focusing on school all the time after their daily activities that they meet. So by Gallagher, college students are dealing with a confusing time, trying to find out what they want to study, paying off student loans, and now working full-time. Since social distancing is in effect, students can't meet with their friends, instructors, or fellow classmates. During isolated time, students are even more stressed than before, especially during this time since we are in a pandemic, and it's been over a year now, and we transitioned for at least 2 semesters, almost 3 now. So it's very hard to communicate with your professors and with their students, and not being able to meet face-to-face, or professors not responding back to emails, or communicating with your instructors and friends trying to get help. It is very hard to do that. So the professor should encourage more and be there for and be more reliable to their students, because this is a very tough time for everyone, and it's very hard. Lastly, I'll talk about communication between the professors and students. So what I mean by communication should be very minimal and very professional. So students, it's not as like when we were going to school, we were able to talk face to face with your professor and see your classmates and communicating with each other and online. We were doing both, but now it's just strictly online, and it's just no one's really going into class, so it's very filled, and it's very hard for professors to respond back to their students, and students are reaching out to their instructors or their other classmates for help, but they're not getting the help that they need and what they're looking for. So, according to Stephanie, above all, teachers must have the ability to communicate their subject matter, expertise to facilitate classroom learning and participation. Students depend on their teachers to provide with instruction, guidance, and feedback throughout the learning process. When a teacher fails to communicate effectively with their students, their comprehension level drops, and they eventually lose grasp of the subject matter. As time goes on, students' academic progress may suffer from not receiving the proper support in fundamental subjects. So I feel as the beginning of college, the professor gives you a syllabus to go by and follow by, but that can also change throughout the whole semester. and which has happened to me before. So it's very understandable when things get pushed back, or at the end of the semester, everything is just filled with overload homework. And it's very hard to deal with that when you're going to work, when you're going to school, and when you're dealing with, family problems or stuff like that. It's very hard to do everything. So thank you for listening. This is my audience.